Hey guys, welcome once again back in studio here with Hollywood Hills and LiveX. This is going to be a highlight package and a very brief one as well, just coming back from the GXCC. If my fans were out there, you'll have seen that I wasn't there. Unfortunately, I had my final clash of the calendars, which meant I was out playing with the cars up in Lichtenberg. But believe me, I'd have much rather have been there with you guys playing in the dust. And it did sound like it was a dusty, sandy, bush and thorns. That was the story of this weekend and the changed venue of Rodium for the penultimate round of the GXCCs. So let's get straight into it. I'm going to be hitting all of the category winners, starting things out with our 50cc's. So Jake the Snake once again dominating proceedings, and he is odds on to walk away with his big number one plate. A huge story in the 65cc's, little Clarkey, Brandon Clark, he's been coming good and really struggling with mechanical problems in the early part of the season, but he finally takes his first win on the 65cc gate. The Junior 85s, as always, Curvis Bester, Baby Bester, almost untouchable on the tour. Same story for Carl McKenzie on the Senior 85s, who walks away with another win. He's actually only lost one race on the season so far. As we climb up the ladder on the CC sides, 125s, great to see Stormful Ewan smash a win late on in the season, and that's going to see him jump up one or two positions in the championship. And then look at the ladies. Janke Pieterse, even though she had a massive crash, and she's lost a couple of teeth along the way as well. And what these kids will do to get a new helmet blows me away. But once again, Janke takes this top step in the ladies' gate. In the Masters, it was always going to be the big story between Peter Hull and Wayne Farmer. This time, we know in the sand, the big 500 of Hull is untouchable. And he got his win once again. And in the seniors, massive story of the return of the Viking, swinging his axe all the way to the top step. We've been watching him come good this year, and Kobus Jonk takes his first senior GXCC win, knocking Bruce down to second place. And the big story is the untouchable Wade Blau down to sixth place this time around. On the OR1s, Dart gets the big win. He pulled the whole shot. He got the gate. It was himself and Hein that were dicing things out on the day. But Dart takes the win, and with it should have done enough to wrap up his championship in the OR1s. In the OR2, a whole shot once again for JJ Daisel, and him and the Rawler Brawler have been going at it the whole way through the season, but it looks like the swing in the latter part of the year is going JJ's way, and he's looking to wrap up his championship. OR3's big story about Peter Karam, so he is going to be challenging Stefan van Deventer for the overall in the OR3s, and another rider that has come incredibly strong at the end of the season. So let's take a look at what went down in the quads as well. There's slightly dropped numbers in the quads, in fact, across the field as well. So it's clear that the social economic climate is starting to hit us in racing. And because it's an 8-round tour, this being round 7 of it, it's starting to get a little bit thin on the ground, and the guys are really battling. The quad guys, I know it really costs them a fortune to come racing. So just cool to have them out there no matter what. Let's get straight into it. OR1s. Keenan Hammond walks away with a win, but it was a whole shot once again for Gideon Jacobs. Unfortunately, about midway through the race, he lost a seal, lost all the juice in his engine, and looks like he is going to be losing his championship along with it as well. But Keenan is starting to fly all the way forwards. In the Q2 gate, David Stradum has done a massive rebuild in the mid-season on his bike. He gets a massive whole shot for the 421 Racing Squad, but he also ran a wheel bearing, and that meant he dropped down. And looks like on corrected points with a drop, he is down in third for the championship, and a rider who really was in good form this season as well. For the Masters Gate, the return of the whole shot, and that's Brian Herbst getting a rebuild on his KTM. Unfortunately, it was gearbox problems, and him and the 421 team seem to have just had a ton of bad luck. They're going to get all their bad luck out the way in 2019, and I'm sure they're going to be the team to beat once again in 2020. So this time around, it was Henny McCow once again who takes the win on the Masters Gate, and it looks like he is running off into the distance as far as the championship goes. And Carly Simon, not Buerta, takes the whole shot and runs the numbers. Marty was on her in the early stages, but unfortunately it was electrical gremlins this time around that stopped her charge. So those were the quick wrap-ups, and sorry I didn't review all of the other numbers, just focusing on this time because I wasn't there, just on the results that went onto the top of the charts. But very cool to see you guys out there staying with the GXCC racing program. I will be there on the ground with you guys at the last round to make sure we get all the big high fives and some of the reactions from our newly crowned champions. And it has been a very long, tough and expensive season for all of us. So let's check out what is coming down the pipe for us here at Hollywood Hills and LiveX, and for you guys out there in off-road championship racing world. So this weekend, I'm going to be crossing the border. I think it's Thursday on Wheels Up. Going to be going and working with the guys at Live Lesotho, and this is part of the roof build-up. We've obviously worked with the roof guys, Charon over there, and done the bronze qualifier. What seems like a year ago, it was quite a while back as well. Now they've done a round of the national off-roads, and we're going into the retro roof. I'm having a chat with them tomorrow to see what kind of numbers we're looking at. It's going to be bring what you brung. It's going to be bikes, quads, cars, side-by-sides, buggies, and a good mixture of old and new. So I'm quite excited to get down the road for that. And then, of course, going forward into the final weekend of the month, and that is us drawing a line under another racing weekend before we fly into the last couple of months and the last few crumbs of 2019. We get ourselves ready for the penultimate round of Farm Jam. Obviously, myself and the LiveX crew were down there last time around, and here is a hint and a taste of what you guys can expect. And remember, once again, we are bringing you a full production across all categories. So make sure you guys get out there, and we'll make you superstars. This is what you can expect. When we get closer and deeper into the racing month of October, we'll be tagging all the rest of the events, but do watch out on media. And of course, next week, we should have a nice advert for you. And that is going to be one of our charity events. We're working with the guys, John O'Horsforth at 424 to see what he's got coming up. It should be an event in the area of Bronkhorstspruit, but as soon as we get the confirmed dates and the details on the event, we'll be bringing them to you. So for now, just hang in there, guys. Well done to everyone who has almost completed their championship chase, completing rounds 7 of 8 of the GXCC Tour, and we get ourselves ready for this coming weekend, Retro Roof, and then on the final racing weekend of the month, once again, we're pumped to head up to Middelburg and go farm jamming once again. Stay tuned.